You were praised by many in the Jewish community when you criticized the college presidents who refused to condemn students for chanting from the river to the sea, which many Jews interpret to be, and you agreed, you characterized as genocide, a call for genocide, to wipe out all the Jews in Israel from the river to the sea. So just to be clear, you believe that wiping out an entire civilization is genocidal and nobody should make a call to do such a thing.
Yes, of course, and that's why the question I asked, which was, does calling for the genocide of Jews violate your university's code of conduct, yes or no? I worded it because it was a very simple, straightforward question. It was not a political one, and the world heard as these universities equivocated, saying it depends on the context or it's a context-dependent decision. It is not, and we have seen that they didn't think there was anything wrong with those answers. That's why there were a billion views of that testimony, and it created an earthquake in higher education. And importantly, these schools are now having to reckon with this. That's why earlier in the show, when you pointed out the Yale report, that is a step in the right direction, is starting to address internal issues. But let's see if there's action taken on these university campuses, because we've had to take very specific steps from the Department of Education and from Congress to hold them accountable.
What did you think when President Trump threatened to obliterate the entire Iranian civilization?
He was focusing on the Iranian regime. And what did it do? It brought the Iranians to the table. It led to the ceasefire. We know that President Trump has very strong statements when it comes to his tweets, but it has been targeted towards the Iranian terrorist regime.
He said the entire civilization will die.
And it's very important to note that he was focused on the Iranian terrorist regime. And Jake, isn't it true that it brought the Iranians to the table to a ceasefire agreement? It did, because they had a ceasefire agreement going on for days. And President Trump is correct to call out the Iranian terrorist regime, which has financed Hamas and Hezbollah, which I believe has led to some of the financing of this skyrocketing of anti-Semitism. But that's, Jake, you can ask this question, but the reality is it was targeted towards the Iranian terrorist regime. It was an effective tool to bring them to the table. They have no cards, and frankly, we're not going to see peace in the Middle East until we get rid of the Iranian terrorist regime.
Quote, your whole civilization will die tonight. He didn't say the regime will be wiped out. He said your whole civilization will die tonight. And I just have to say, it's interesting that a 20-year-old college kid on a campus yelling from the river to the sea, that's worthy of condemnation. But a president of the United States who actually
You don't think it's worthy of condemnation? Jake, you don't think it's worthy of condemnation of students that are targeting Jewish students, that are physically assaulting them, that are spitting in their face, that are drawing swastikas on their doors?
I don't need a lesson
who have to hire security.
I don't need a lesson on what it's like to be a Jewish student.
Like those university presidents.
No, I'm not equivocating at all. I'm not equivocating
with those university presidents.
I'm
what
asking
I've said
if
about
you're
President Trump's tweets is it has been very targeted.
No,
I am not equivocating. I have been crystal clear.
Not when it comes to college kids, but when it comes to a president threatening to wipe out an entire civilization. I'm saying you're applying two different standards here.
The Iranian terrorist regime. Everyone seems to understand that, Jake, except for CNN. And what did it do? It brought the Iranians to the table, delivering a ceasefire, and frankly, bringing this terrorist regime to its knees. It has been very important for us to address, frankly, this conflict that has been going on for decades. The terrorist regime that has not only hijacked the Strait of Hormuz, but has been the #1 state sponsor of terror.
I'm not supporting the regime.
So, yes, the president delivers tough diplomacy, but what he has delivered is ultimately we will see peace in the Middle East better off.
I just think a call for genocide on a college campus and a call for genocide made by the President of the United States, like, they're both bad, right? I mean, that's what I think.
I've condemned genocide across the board. The difference with those university presidents is they couldn't answer the simple, direct question. Does calling for the genocide of Jews violate? President Trump didn't call for genocide, Jake. You were putting those words in his mouth. He is engaging in diplomatic back and forth.
Your entire civilization will die?
To the table. And we should, it's the terrorist regime, Jake. He's targeting the terrorist regime.
You're changing his words.
You can continue the decades-long, but you're adding genocide. That's not what he
What is wiping out an entire civilization?
In the case of the university president, I specifically asked them about calling for the genocide of Jews. Again, the president is correct to call out the Iranian terrorist regime, to bring them to the table, to force a ceasefire, and frankly, to free the Middle East from this largest state sponsor of terror that has not only killed American lives, but has targeted Israel and the United States of America, including assassination attempts against our elected officials.
Is calling for wiping out a civilization Is calling for wiping out an
it's
entire
targeted
civilization
towards the
bad or
Iranian
good?
terrorist regime.
But that's not what he said.
Of course it's bad. That is not what he is calling for. He wasn't calling for genocide.
entire civilization
it was targeted
will die.
towards the Iranian terrorist
Okay.
regime.
All right.
It was targeted
Agree
towards
to
the Iranian
disagree.
terrorist regime.
Agree to
This is
disagree. The
typical
book is-
CNN. This is typical CNN.
Okay.
If you want to compare the President of the United States to the university presidents who failed to call for the condemnation of calling for the genocide of Jews, that's on you, Jake. The world saw
It's not
how
what I
morally
said.
equivocating those university presidents were. Yes, you're the one that is it's not a comparison. So if you
I'm
want to
just
make that
asking you
comparison,
if you have the
that's
same
on
standard
CNN.
for
That
somebody-
is not the comparison. Of course, genocide is bad across the board, Jake. President Trump effectively brought the Iranians to the table. He effectively delivered a ceasefire, and he is going to effectively deliver peace to the Middle East to stop, frankly, the killing of the Iranian terrorist regime, which kills their own people and has created havoc across the Middle East.
We have people who actually supported the strikes against Iran, Iranian Americans and Iranian advocates on the show all the time, and they all were horrified when President Trump called for a genocide of the Iranian, to quote unquote wipe out your entire
He's
civilization.
not
Your
calling
entire
for a
civilization
genocide of the
will die.
Iranians. It's targeted towards the Iranian terrorist regime. It's been consistent throughout, Jake. And again, that has brought the Iranians to the table. And let's talk about the Iranians have killed tens of thousands of their own people.
Yeah,
so if
horrifying.
you want to prop up the Iranian terrorist regime, that's on you. The president has been very
not.
effective in
I'm
calling
not.
out the Iranian
Okay.
terrorist regime.
Got it.
Go ahead.
No, I'm not.
Thank you, as always,
I'm not
Jake, for
defending
selling books
anything.
here.
I'm not defending anything. I'm saying it's all bad. Calling for genocide, calling for wiping out civilizations, whether it's some knucklehead on a college campus or Mahmoud Khalil or this person or that person or President Trump, all of it's bad. Congresswoman Elise Stefanik, thank you so much.
President Trump
Appreciate
was
your time.
not calling for genocide. Shame on CNN for saying that.
I read the quote. Thank you so much. Up.